At 3 in the morning, you are startled by faint sounds coming from your bedroom. You clasp your hands together, desperately searching for the source. You desperately try to find a ray of hope. At first, you feel at ease. Everything seems quiet and peaceful, but it is not. A small trembling voice is heard behind a high curtain. "I am sleeping." Suddenly you realize what is about to happen, what awaits you. An unknown brutal killer is still on the run. After a week-long investigation, an unknown brutal killer is still on the run. Without sufficient evidence, a young man bravely tells his story and claims to have survived the attack.
"I woke up in the middle of the night after a dream,"
she said. "Before going to bed, I closed the window, but it is still open. I got up and closed it. Then I crawled into the covers and tried to sleep again. Suddenly I felt strange, like someone was watching me. I was jumped and I looked up. In the dim light through the curtains, I saw 2 eyes, not ordinary eyes, but crazy, evil eyes. They were dark. I was scared. Then I saw the edges of those eyes. A long, dark smile appeared on my skin. The shadowy figure stared at me. After an eternity, he finally spoke. The words were short, but his voice was full of panic. She screamed. "Sleep." I screamed, pulling her towards me. He took out a knife and pointed at my heart. He jumped on the bed. I fought back, grabbed him and kicked him. He crashed into my dad and turned. I tried to push him away. Suddenly my dad ran. He stabbed her, cutting her shoulder. If someone hadn't reported him to the police, he would have been dead. They parked in the parking lot and went through the front door. He turned and ran down the hallway. He heard the sound of breaking glass. He walked out of the bedroom and saw that the back window was broken. When he looked out, the man was gone. I can only say one thing. I will never forget that face, those cold, angry eyes, and that crazy smile. This man would never leave me. The police are still looking for the man. If you see anyone who looks like him, please contact your local police department. Jeff's family had moved to a new community. They thought it'd be nice to live in a nicer neighborhood because their father had gotten a promotion, but Jeff and his brother Louis had no reason to complain. Is this house new? Is it better? How could it be any different? As they were packing up, a neighbor walked by.
"Hi, Barbara,"
she said.
"I live across the street."
Jeff turned to his son. "My son and I just want to introduce ourselves," Billy said. "Billy, this is your new neighbor." They went back to the yard to play together.
"Okay, I'm Margaret,"
Jeff's mother said.
"This is my husband, Peter, and our 2 sons, Jeff and Louis."
They introduced themselves, and Barbara invited them to her son's birthday party. Jeff and his brother almost refused, but his mother was happy. Jeff and his family packed up and went to his mother's house. "Mom, why did you invite me to your birthday party?" "You don't know, but I'm not stupid."
"Jeff,"
his mother said,
"you need to show our family and neighbors that we want to spend time together."
"Okay, I'm going to the party," Jeff said to say something. But he knew he couldn't. He stopped talking. As soon as his mother started talking, he stopped. He went back to his room and lay down on the bed. He looked at the ceiling. Immediately, he felt a strange feeling. It wasn't pain, just a strange feeling. He thought it was temporary. He heard his mother asking for his bag, so Jeff went downstairs to get it. The next day, Jeff went downstairs to eat breakfast and get ready for school. At breakfast time, the feeling returned, but this time it was even stronger. She had a little pain, but she ignored it. After lunch with Rio, she went to the bus stop. She was waiting for the bus when suddenly a boy jumped off his hoverboard. They jumped off. "What happened?" The boy fell and turned to look at them. He picked up the hoverboard and held it tightly with both hands. I picked it up. I looked around and saw a 12-year-old boy, a year younger than Jeff. He was wearing an Air Force helmet.
My name's Randy,
The first boy said.
All the boys in the neighborhood got bus tickets.
The dragon got up and stabbed Randy in the eye, and one of his friends put a knife to his chest. What? What's going on now? Jeff punched the boy in the nose when Randy tried to touch his face. Jeff grabbed his wrist and broke it. Randy screamed. Jeff snatched the knife from her hand. Troy and Keith attacked Jeff, but Jeff rushed over and threw Randy to the ground. Chris attacked Jeff, but Jeff dodged and hit him in the arm. Keith screamed, throwing the knife and falling to the ground. Troy dodged, but Jeff fought back. He hit Jeff in the stomach and knocked him unconscious. When he fell, he vomited. Lou looked at him in surprise.
Jeff, are you okay?
He said no more. Seeing the school bus coming, they realized they had a responsibility. When they turned around, they saw the bus driver running towards Randy and his friends. Jeff and Lou had arrived at school, but they hadn't told anyone what had happened. They had listened. Lou thought his brother had hurt the children, but Jeff felt different. He had scared him. He wanted to hurt someone with all his might. She hated the word, but she couldn't shake the joy that was hidden inside her. The strange feeling gradually subsided and lasted until he got home from school. He was glad that the incident at the bus stop was over and that he wouldn't have to get on the bus again. When he got home, his parents asked him how his day had been. "It was a good day," Jeff replied in a slightly ominous tone. The next morning, there was a knock on the door. He went downstairs. He saw 2 policemen. His mother looked at him.
Jeff, the police said you hit 3 children. It wasn't just a fight. He hit you. Oh my dear, he hit you.
Jeff nodded, confirming his mother's words.
Mom, they threatened me and Rio with knives.
"Hey boy," one of the guards said. "We have 3 kids. 2 of them have stab wounds. One of them has a wound in the stomach. You say you're lucky. What are you talking about?" Jeff realized that was absurd. They were able to confirm that he and Rio had been attacked. They also couldn't provide evidence of the attack. They had run away, so Jeff couldn't defend himself and Rio. "Hey, call your brother." Jeff couldn't reach them, so he hit the kids. "Sir, I hit them. I hit the kids. Rio tried to stop me, but I couldn't." The guard looked at his colleague, and they both nodded. "Yeah, you're right, son. You'll be a minor for a year."
Wait,
Leo said. Everyone raised their heads and looked at the knife in his hand. The police pulled out his gun and pointed it at Rio.
I did it. I hit the kids. Here's proof.
Rio rolled up his shirt and showed what appeared to be a gunshot wound. "Put the knife down, son," the officer said. Leo dropped the knife. He raised his hand and walked toward the officer. "No,
Rio, you did it. You did it.
Jeff cried. "You are a bad boy. Are you gonna blame me?" the officer said as he led Rio to the police car.
Rio, you did it. Tell me you hit those kids.
Jeff's mother put her hand on his shoulder.
Jeff, don't lie. I know you did it. Stop.
Jeff watched in shock as the police car pulled away. Leo was in the car. A few minutes later, Jeff's father entered the house. When she saw Jeff's expression, she knew something was wrong. "Son, what's wrong?" Jeff couldn't speak and started crying. His mother brought him home and told him the news. Jeff was still crying on the drive home. When she returned home an hour later, her family was shocked. disappointed and distraught. Jeff couldn't even look them in the eye. It was her own fault. But she couldn't understand her feelings for Leo. Jeff tried to forget it and fell asleep. 2 days passed, but Leo didn't come to JDC. He had no one to play with. Her sadness and guilt increased. On Saturday, his mother woke him up happily.
Jeff, it's time for bed,
she said, pulling the curtains back to let in some light. Jeff woke up and asked,
"What day is it?" "There's a party at Billy's."
Jeff was still awake.
"Mom, are you kidding me? I don't go to boys' parties."
There was a long silence. Jeff, we all know what's going on. This party will make her last day even more fun.
"Get dressed,"
Jeff's mother said, leaving the room and going downstairs to change. Jeff stood up stiffly. She grabbed the blouse that fit her and went downstairs. He saw that his parents were dressed smartly. His mother was wearing a dress. His father was wearing a suit.
"Why are boys' parties so formal?"
Jeff wondered.
Son, do you want to wear something different?
Jeff's mother asked.
This is better than a suit,
her mother said. She fought back the urge to yell at Jeff and smile.
"Jeff, you can still look formal, but you need something that looks different,"
his father said. Jeff sighed and went back to his room. Her father called from downstairs.
"We don't have any nice suits."
"Get something out,"
his mother yelled. He searched his closet for clothes. She looked for a pair of black pants and a shirt for special occasions. But she couldn't find anything that matched. She searched her closet, but she found all the striped and formal dresses. There was nothing that matched the pants. Finally, he found a white hoodie and put it on.
"Is that what you're wearing?"
the children asked. Their mother looked at a watch.
Is it time to go back? Come on,
he said, leading Jeff and his father to the door. They crossed the street to Barbara's and Billy's house. They knocked on the door. Barbara and Jeff's parents were dressed nicely. When Jeff entered, all he saw were adults. No children.
"There are children in the yard, Jeff. Do you want to play with them?"
Barbara asked. Jeff arrived. The yard was full of children in fancy traditional costumes, running around with toy guns like they came out of the movie Toys R Us. Suddenly, a little boy named Jeff approached him. He gave her a toy gun and a hat.
"Tell me, do you want to play with me?"
the man asked.
"No, I'm a big boy."
The boy, Jeff, looked at him strangely, like a dog.
"Tell me."
Tell me, the man asked.
"Okay,"
Jeff replied. He put on a hat and pretended to shoot children. At first he found it interesting, but it didn't last long. It wasn't fun, but it was the first time he'd be able to focus in the bathroom. I was playing with the kids for a while, and I heard a strange noise. A strange popping sound. Suddenly, there was a loud noise like lightning. Randy, Troy, and Keith were riding on their hoverboards near the bar. Jeff lowered his toy gun and shot at a hat. Randy looked at him.
"Don't you think so, Jeff?"
he said.
"I want revenge,"
Jeff said, looking down at his severed nose.
"I think it's fair. I beat you. Take my brother to JTC."
Randy's eyes lit up.
"No, I'm not trying to be fair. I want to win. You might have beaten us before, but not today,"
Randy told Jeff. They both fell to the ground. Randy punched Jeff in the nose. Jeff grabbed her ear and hit her in the head. Jeff pulled Randy back, and they both got up. The kids screamed, and their parents came running. Troy and Keith pulled guns out of their backpacks.
"Get out here or I'll stab you in the stomach,"
he shouted. Randy pulled out a knife and stabbed Jeff in the arm. Jeff screamed, and fell to his knees. Randy starts kicking him in the face. After 3 kicks, Jeff grabs her leg, twists it, and throws her to the floor. Jeff gets up and heads for the back door. Troy catches him.
What can I do?
Troy grabs Ava by the throat and throws her against the front door. Ava tries to get up, but she falls to the floor. Randy keeps hitting him until Ava vomits blood. Come on, Ava! Hit her! Randy picks her up and throws her into the kitchen. Randy finds a vodka bottle on the table and breaks the glass over Ava's head. Troy throws Ava into the hallway. Look, Ava! You sent your brother to JDC? You left him there to rot for a year. What a shame. Ava can't help but gasp. Oh, finally! I'm ready for a battle. Ava stood up, her face covered in blood and vodka. A strange feeling she hadn't felt in a long time washed over her body. Randy screamed, running towards Ava. Then it happened. Ava's heart broke. She was helpless. All he could do was kill him. He grabbed Randy and threw him to the ground, tearing his heart apart. The blow stilled his heart. Randy started crying as Jeff pinned her to the ground. Randy was bleeding again. He couldn't breathe, almost dying. Now everyone's running towards Jeff. His parents, his crying children, Troy and Keith. But they easily avoided Jeff and held him at gunpoint. When Jeff realized the gun was pointed at him, he ran upstairs. Jeff runs upstairs and hears Troy and Keith chasing each other. When the final explosion occurs, Jeff runs into the bathroom. He grabs the towel rack and pulls it down from the wall. Troy and Keith draw their knives and run towards him. Troy punches Jeff, but Jeff backs away and hits him in the face with a cane. Troy collapses, leaving Keith alone. Chris begins his attack on Jeff faster than Troy. He throws a knife, grabs Jeff by the throat, and throws him against the wall. A bottle of bleach falls from the ceiling and hits Jeff. They both get burned by the knife. Jeff wipes away her tears. He takes a towel and hits Keith on the head. Keith lies on the floor, bleeding with a wicked smile.
What's going on? Jeff asks.
Keith takes a lighter.
What's wrong?
Keith replies. He's covered in bleach and alcohol.
Keith throws the lighter at Jeff. Jeff's eyes widen. As soon as the lighter touches the vodka, the alcohol ignites. The alcohol burns him. The bleach turns his skin white. Jeff screamed in fear as the flames engulfed him. He tried to fight them off, but in vain. The alcohol turned into fire. Jeff ran from the balcony and fell downstairs, burning alive on the floor. People screamed. Jeff watched his mother and loved ones put out the fire for the last time. Then he fainted. Jeff woke up with a cast on his face. He couldn't see clearly, but he could feel the cast on his arm and the stitches all over his body. She tried to get up, but she saw the IV in his arm. As she tried to get up, the IV came out, and the nurse ran in.
I didn't think you'd wake up again.
The nurse laid him back down on the bed and gave him an IV. Jeff sat there, not knowing what's happening. A few hours later, he finally heard his mother's voice.
Are you okay, honey?
His mother asked. But Jeff couldn't answer. His face was covered, and he couldn't speak.
Millie, I have good news. Witnesses told the police that Randy beat you. Lou will be released.
Jeff was shocked, but he backed away in fear when the IV line was cut.
Randy can go home tomorrow, and we'll be back together again.
Jeff's mother hugged him goodbye. A few weeks later, his family came to visit him. Finally, the day came to remove the bandages. The family waited anxiously for the doctors to remove the bandages from his face. This would be the last time. I hope this works, the doctor said. He quickly removed the bandage and handed it to Jeff. Jeff's mother screamed at the sight of her son's face. Louis and Jeff's father were shocked.
What happened to your face?
Jeff asked. He jumped up and ran to the bathroom. He looked in the mirror and saw the source of the pain. His face, it was horrible. Her lips were red, as if they were burning. His face was white as snow, his hair was dark brown. He rubbed his hand over his face. It was hard as leather. He looked at his family, then back in the mirror.
Jeff, it's not bad.
Lou said.
Not bad? Great!
Jeff said. His family was shocked. Jeff couldn't stop laughing. They saw the pain in his left eye and hand.
Jeff, how are you?
Are you okay? I've never been happier. Look, that face suits you.
He couldn't stop laughing. He touched her face, her skin. He looked in the mirror. How could this be? Yes, he remembered. Jeff's mind and soul were broken by the fight with Randy. He had become a ruthless killer, and his family didn't remember.
Doctor,
Jeff's mother said.
my son, is that okay?
Yes. This behavior is common in patients who have overdosed on painkillers. If she doesn't feel better after a few weeks, please bring her in for a psychiatric evaluation.
Yes, thank you, doctor.
Jeff's mother nodded at him.
Jeff, honey, it's time to go now.
Jeff looked up in the mirror, still smiling reassuringly.
Yes, Mom.
Her mother held her hand and handed her some clothes.
Come in.
The receptionist said. Jeff's mother looked down and saw her son wearing black jeans and a white shirt. The blood had been wiped away and sewn up. Jeff's mother took Jeff to his room, dressed him, and left. Not knowing that this would be his last day. One night, Jeff's mother woke up to a noise coming from the bathroom. It sounded like crying. She slowly entered the bathroom to see what was going on. When she looked inside, she saw a horrific sight. Jeff's cheek had been slashed with a knife.
Jeff, what are you doing?
Jeff looked at his mother.
Mom, I can't laugh anymore. It hurt for a while, but now I can laugh even more,
she said, noting the dark circles under Jeff's eye.
Jeff, your eyes.
Jeff couldn't close his eyes.
I can't see my face anymore. My eyes are closed with fatigue. My eyes are burning looking at my new face over and over again.
Jeff's mother slowly gave up when she saw her son in unbearable pain.
What's wrong, Mom? My hair is beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, my son.
He said.
Okay, I'll call you.
He ran to the bedroom and woke Jeff's father.
Honey, get a gun. Come on.
She stopped when she saw Jeff standing in the doorway with a knife.
Mom, are you kidding me?
Jeff finally said, as the knife hit them, stabbing them in the stomach. His younger brother Lou was suddenly wakened by a noise. Deaf, she closed her eyes and tried to lie down as she prepared to sleep. He had a strange feeling, as if someone was watching him. She looked up and saw Jeff holding his hand over her mouth, then slowly raised the knife, ready to stab Lou. Lou fought back as Jeff had tried to escape.
Shut up,
Jeff said.
Sleep.
Rio rolled up his shirt and showed... Oh my god, gunshot wound, what the fuck? The boy, Jeff, looked at him strangely, like a dog.
I want revenge.
Hey, it's me, Goku.
Looking down at his severed nose. Michael Jackson! Jeff grabbed her by the ear and hit her in the head. It's like they're freaking frogs or something. They're drinking water till the frogs gay. Look, Ava! Tits. Look, brothers! Tits. They both get burned by the knife. What is this? Freaking 90 degrees... whatever knife?
I didn't think you'd wake up again.
Hey, you. You're finally awake. Sorry.
Not bad?
Great! Are you okay? I've never been happier.
Sorry, my joke is coming out.
You've come, friends. The door of fate shall open. I've been waiting for you, friends.
Goldman, do you know what you're doing?
I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. Can't you see? Man committed a sin, disturbing the life cycle of nature. The original sin that man is responsible to protect the life cycle.